We's gonna get silly, bitches.
How's it going, y'all? Welcome back to the Dragon's Den. I'm Dragon. It is 9:30 Saturday morning, and I'm still in my PJs. I walk downstairs with my coffee. I open up an internet browser to take a look at my YouTube stats, and I'm greeted by an article from MSN stating essential video games that you need to play at least once. And I'm here to critique that. I fancy myself a video game connoisseur, and I'd like to give my opinion on a lot of these and see if either I need to tear this list to shreds or applaud the person for coming up with it. Thank you for being here. Let's talk video games. But first, let's take a look at what MSN thinks are the video games that we should play at least once in our lives. In the like title, like the cover art for this, like they opened the article with Fallout New Vegas. So I got to give them credit there. That's a great start. But it's also like this is the opening of the article. It's not like saying Fallout New Vegas. It's just the cover art, the clickbaity. Anyways, I fell for it. So first up, Portal 2. Solid choice. I absolutely agree with this. Portal 2 is a fantastic game, especially if you're playing it with a friend. But both the single player campaign and the co-op are great. Bark and I played through this and we were blitzed out of our minds, having the best time. And that was like the third time I'd played through the game. Absolutely, you should definitely play Portal at least once in your life. It's like a classic. It's a staple. Everybody loves Portal. Stepping up next to the plate, that's an ad. Mass Effect Legendary Edition. Okay, I could give them this. See, Mass Effect was a game series that I avoided for a long time because it felt complicated. And I don't necessarily like video games that are overly complicated. And so Mass Effect seemed daunting to me. I played through it for the first time in 2020. During quarantine, I was like, you know what? I'm going to make myself play through the Mass Effects and see what they're really like. And I played through all three of them and I fell in love. They were great. They're super duper fun. I won't say that they're for everybody, but their story is great and the mechanics are fun. So yeah, there's a lot of playability with Mass Effect, and I think it is worthy of this list. So good choice, MSN. You're not disappointing me yet. Fear. I don't know. I never played the first Fear. I played the demo for Fear 2 on my PlayStation 3 because I downloaded it when I was in like middle school. And I thought it looked cool. And then I tried to play through Fear 3 in like 2018. And I was like, this game is ass. So I don't know. I don't know about Fear 1. I never played it. So next, Minecraft. Okay, hot take. I don't necessarily care for Minecraft. I don't get it. I know everybody loves it. And I understand why they love it. I think it just missed me. I think I grew up with Legos and I loved Legos, but I didn't play Minecraft when it first came out. And I think it would have really sank in for me there. And instead, I just completely ignored Minecraft and then tried to play it seriously in 2022. Played it for a couple weeks. I can't get into it. I've had multiple people try to show me Minecraft and get me into Minecraft, and I think I'm resistant. And I think it might just be because I don't like games where I have to make my own fun. You know, I like the fun to be laying in front of me. Like, I'm a Stardew Valley guy over Minecraft. I prefer Stardew Valley because I have an objective with Stardew Valley. I can make money and do all that stuff. And I know you could do that with Minecraft or stuff like that with Minecraft. I don't know. Minecraft doesn't do it for me. Sad, right? Up next, Journey. Absolutely you should play through Journey. Especially if you're all jazzed up on the jazz cabbage, man. Ooh, I actually haven't even gotten to do that yet. Whoa. All right. Yeah. That's coming down the pipes. I'm going to get super blasted and play through Journey. That would be such a fun video to make. All right. Stay tuned. But yes, Journey is a journey. Journey is a masterpiece of a game. It's gorgeous. It's thought-provoking. It's just it's a work of art. And you can play through the whole thing in like 3 hours, 4 hours. It flies by, and just play Journey. You're going to love it. Up next, Red Dead Redemption 2. Absolutely. I can give this one. Yeah, it's a beautiful game. It's a fantastic game. It's a humongous game. It's Rockstar. Rockstar doesn't really miss, you know? The only thing that I can't stand about Rockstar is the fact that I keep seeing ads and trailers for Grand Theft Auto 5 because they keep putting out ads and trailers for like the new live events or like new online events that they're doing. And it's super frustrating. I'm tired of seeing it. I don't care. I don't play GTA 5 online. I want to see GTA 6. That's it. Stop it. On that note, Rockstar doesn't miss. They're geniuses. And what they do is they make a lot of money, but they also make really, 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 really fucking good video games. All right, coming up next, Before Your Eyes. I've never played this. I don't know what this is. It looks trippy as hell, though, and I'm for it. I'm going to put this one on my list to play. What does it say? This game takes players through the life of Benjamin Bryn as he makes his way to the afterlife, reminiscing about how he lived. Before Your Eyes makes use of the player's eyes as a controller to interact and move time forward in the game. Blinking once can move time forward a moment or even years. The story includes several wholesome moments, decisive decisions, and straight up makes players cry, likening it to something straight out of a movie. Ooh, that feels emotional. I don't know if I'm ready for that, but it sounds cool. Okami, 2006. All right, so I've always wanted to play through Okami, and I tried to play through it, and I remember starting the game and not being able to get past like the title sequence. I got stuck at a part and was like, or not title sequence, but like tutorial opening of the game, and I couldn't figure out where to go, and I just got frustrated and closed the game and said I'd come back to it. Never came back to it. So that's one I still need to play, but I think it looks gorgeous, and it's one that's always been on my list. So I can't say from personal experience that it's one that you should absolutely play at least once in your life, but I have heard things that would point to this. So I'm going to say they probably made a good call here. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, absolutely. KOTOR is amazing. I didn't care much for the online MMO that they did, but because I'm not an MMO guy, but Knights of the Old Republic fucking slaps. I never finished the game, but I have gotten decently far into it, and I feel like every time I try to play through it again, I get a little bit further, and I always have a great time with it. So yeah, absolutely play KOTOR. KOTOR's awesome. BioShock Infinite, another banger. They did good here. I love BioShock Infinite. A lot of people give this game a shit, and I don't understand why. It's so much fun. It's so pretty. Elizabeth is the best partner AI in a video game so far. She is great. She's helpful. The mechanics they let her have in this game to help you, the player, are fantastic. Like she stays out of the way. She gives you ammo and health and supplies very quickly and without being clunky. And she's a lifesaver. Not to mention, she's just a really well-written character. She's super cool. Absolutely play BioShock Infinite, especially if you're blazing. It will take you way out of your mind and into a parallel universe or something. All right, coming up next, Dead Space Remake. I didn't play the remake, but I love Dead Space. Dead Space 1 and Dead Space 2, both phenomenal video games. I didn't really enjoy Dead Space 3 as much. I didn't get very far either because I was like, this feels weird. So I just left it alone. But I can say Dead Space 1 and Dead Space 2 are some freaking incredible video games if you're into like the horror sci-fi shooter genre, or even if you're not. I wasn't at the time when I played them. I was terrified to play them, but I played it anyways. Oof, it was amazing. So much fun. Coming up next, Elden Ring. All right, I haven't played it, but I don't really care for the Souls games. I beat Dark Souls 3. I beat both DLCs. I proved to myself that I could do it, and I don't care for them. Like, they're beautiful. I understand why the mass appeal. I respect those games. I keep them over there. I don't like games that make me that angry. More power to all the people that love Elden Ring and the Souls games. I like Bloodborne. Bloodborne was actually really cool. I like Bloodborne a lot. And I mean, it's like, I can appreciate them. I can look at these games and be like, yes. But man, I just want to get baked and play a video game that I love. And like, I'm playing through The Witcher 3 on Death March, and that's difficult, but I'm still like enjoying it. I think it's just because I love The Witcher, but yeah, maybe I do need to play Elden Ring. I'll probably end up playing it. I just don't think I'm ready for it yet. All right, next, The Walking Dead. Telltale's The Walking Dead, absolutely. Storyline, incredible. The way that they make the decision-making in this game, fantastic. And anybody can play them. Anybody can play these. They're so mechanically, they're very simple. It's very kind of like point-and-click adventures almost. Like the words you have to worry about is like quick time events, and the storyline is so well written. The graphic styling makes you feel like you're playing a comic book. Absolutely play The Walking Dead. This one is very well deserving of being on this list. All right, next. Oh my God. All right. Whoever made this list knows what's up. Spec Ops: The Line was a trip. It really focuses on the mental aspect of war and how it can like erode someone's sanity. Oh yeah, this is a sleeper hit if there ever was one, and not enough people know about this game. If you have not played it, take the time to play it. It is so good. Shadow of the Colossus. This one I've played a good bit of. I think I beat the first four, and then I moved on to something else because I do that because, you know, ADD can be a bitch. What I played of it, I can absolutely respect. It's a one-of-a-kind type of game. You know, like you're fighting these boss fights that are essentially the level themselves. It's like a puzzle to figure out how to bring this gigantic son of a bitch down. And the whole time it's just like this beautiful open space. And I feel like it was honestly pretty revolutionary for the time of which it came out. It was such a unique concept. So it's an art piece. And next, one of my all-time favorite video games. Absolute all-time favorite. When I first was shown this game when I was a kid, I was obsessed as far as like just being so into the way that they had the physics of the game. I hadn't seen a game like that where you could pick up the objects and just throw the objects, or using the gravity gun, flinging saw blades and slicing zombies in half. Fantastic game. And this one was a pioneer as for a first person shooter, but yet a story focused sci-fi dystopian. Oh, if you've never played Half-Life 2, you're doing yourself a grave disservice, and you should absolutely play through Half-Life 2, especially considering the fact that on Steam, you can use this software called Synergy. You can do a co-op playthrough of Half-Life 2. Me and Bark did that, doing a 24-hour stream a couple years ago, and we played through all of Half-Life 2. It was so much fun playing that game co-op. Could not recommend it enough. If you should absolutely try it. Or you could watch me and Bart play through it. It's old, but it was fun. It was very fun. All right, coming up next, Hades. Okay, so I never played through Hades. Roguelikes can be a little bit frustrating to me, but I did watch my best buddy Bark play through Hades. I can understand why it would be on this list. It is another art piece. The animation and art style are phenomenal. And watching him play and fight and struggle his way up into finally completing the game and watching him beat that last boss, it was a wild experience. And I feel like that serotonin release when you get to that part of just finally beating this ridiculously difficult game, I can see why that one's on the list. I don't know if I'll play it. All right, I'll probably end up playing it, but I don't know if I'll ever finish it. I'll say that. To the Moon. I'm not familiar with this one. To the Moon's emotional storytelling has players feel a range of emotions. The central story revolves around a man's dying wish to reach the moon. Players control two doctors and solve puzzles to help their dreams come true. The game involves diving into the man's memories to learn more about him and his ties to various objects. The story-driven approach makes it an exceptional experience, even for those unfamiliar with gaming. Ooh, that sounds nice. All right, I'm going to keep an eye on that one. That one actually sounds cool. I like this list. This list has some good stuff. Outer Wilds. I've heard of this one. I need to try this one. Outer Wilds tricks players by initially coming off as a simple space adventure game. This game must be experienced without any prior knowledge. Okay, then I'm not going to read the rest of that. All right, coming up next is Yakuza 0. I have never played any of the Yakuza games, but I know that these games have such a cult following. If you meet somebody who loves or who likes the Yakuza games, they love the Yakuza games and they will swear by them. It's almost like Kingdom Hearts fans. You meet someone who likes Kingdom Hearts, they love Kingdom Hearts. I'm one of them. There's no like middle ground to be like, Kingdom Hearts is okay. It's either you hate it or you love it. And I feel like Yakuza is the same way. I've had people recommend me Yakuza passionately. And it's one that I intend to play. I just never get around to doing it. And I don't know why. Up next is Mario 64. Absolutely. It's a classic. It's timeless. It's almost where it feels like a lot of it started for a lot of us. I started with Super Mario World on the SNES, but I remember when I first got to play Super Mario 64, next fucking level. Thinking like, oh my God, Mario is 3D? All right, coming up next, Fallout New Vegas. Absolutely. Absolutely. My favorite of the Fallout series. A lot of people's favorite of the Fallout series. I love Fallout 4. I love Fallout 3, but New Vegas, yes. But this game being the title cover is why I even clicked on the link. So well done. Well done. You got another one. The Last of Us, 100%. I named my dog after this game, man. Like, this one goes without saying. It should be on every list for games you should play. 100%. I don't care who you are. Far Cry 3. I never played Far Cry 3, believe it or not. I played Far Cry 2, and then the next Far Cry that I played was Far Cry 4, I believe. Yeah, the one with Pagan Men, which is a great game. And then I played Far Cry 5, which I really liked, which I felt like some people did not. I don't really get it. I like that one a lot. I thought it was fun. Then we have Subnautica. Now, I've played Subnautica, and I like Subnautica. Subnautica is terrifying. I don't know if I would put this one on games you must play. I don't know if this one would make it for me. It's a phenomenal game, but it's not everybody's cup of tea. So I wouldn't put it on a list for like games you should play before. Yeah. Tetris. Yeah, if you need to see where it all started, but I've never really been a Tetris fan. I like Super Puzzle Fighters because that's what was more my speed. But yeah, I can understand why it's on the list. I don't think I'd put this on my personal list though. 2018 God of War, hands down. Absolutely. Are you kidding? 100%. This game, perfect storytelling, perfect voice acting, perfect game mechanics. 10 out of 10. This game is phenomenal. If you haven't played it yet, take the time, do yourself a favor, play it. Next, Outlast 2. No. And it's not just because I'm a pussy. I'll tell you that much. I mean, that has a big factor into it, but I don't understand why this would need to be on your games you must experience. No, this game is not essential. I played through all of Outlast 1. I played through all of the Whistleblower DLC, which I did not like. The original Outlast was fine. Did not like the Whistleblower DLC. I started to play Outlast 2, and yeah, nah. Game scary, dude. Fuck that. All right, next is Stray. I still need to play Stray. I've watched people play through a good little bit of Stray. It looks amazing. I love the kitty cat. I need to play it. So, but I also know it was huge when it came out. I get why it's on the list. Sekiro. I want to try Sekiro because I've heard that if you don't like the Souls games necessarily, you should try Sekiro because the mechanics are just slightly different enough that you might like it. And I like the whole samurai aspect. It looks cool. I want to play Sekiro. I've heard it's fantastic. And if I'm pronouncing that wrong, my bad. Coming in next. Yes! Absolutely Borderlands 2. Oh my God, especially if you have a friend to play through it with. If you're playing it on your own, it's still great, but if you have a buddy to play through Borderlands 2 with, it is the best experience of all time. It is so much fun, especially if you're a stoner. Ooh, get a pizza and get a friend and get a grab and sit it on the coffee table and sit your asses on the couch, and you are going to have the best time of your life. Ooh. I mean, yeah, it's pretty good. All right, coming in next, ad. Titanfall 2. Okay, I played a very small amount of Titanfall 2. I liked what I played. Didn't stick with it for very long. It wouldn't be on my list, but that I feel like if I experienced it more, it might make it there. I don't know. Disco Elysium. I have had this game installed on my computer for 2 years, and I've still yet to play it. I want to play it. I've heard it's amazing. I just haven't played it yet. So yeah, I don't know about this one either. Yes! Ugh! Number 1, my all-time favorite video game. 100%. My tattoo sleeve is this game. Yes, I can say without a shadow of a doubt that this game is not for everybody, but it is my number 1 for everyone must experience it. I'm so happy. If this game wasn't on the list, it would have been a travesty. I would have sent an email to MSN, and I'm lazy as shit, but I would have. And I said, listen here, freaking cowards. But it's on the list, so we don't have to do that. Everything's cool now. I love The Witcher. Everything about it. Except for the Netflix series. Fuck you, Netflix. Next on the list, The Witcher 3 again. Let's go. Yeah, it deserves to be on there twice. No, I'm just kidding. It's an ad. Rocket League. All right, no, this one would not be on my list for games you must experience. Rocket League is fun. if you give it the time to get decent at it, it can be really fun. But then you're going to do the same thing I did, where you start playing it and you start going, oh, maybe I could play online, because me and Bark were killing it there for a minute. Then we started playing it online, and then you're like, oh yeah, I'm doing good. I like playing Rocket League online. I'm not winning all of them, but I'm winning a lot of them. And then you start playing ranked, and then you start working your way up the ranks, and then you're just like, oh my God, this is ridiculous. I haven't won a round in 4 weeks. And then you give up. And you do a lot of like self-evaluation and maybe start drinking a little bit more than you'd like to admit. You have to... Anyway, maybe that's not everybody, but Rocket League is another monster, man. Be careful. It wouldn't be on my, it's not going on my list. Good times were had, but also it's like Fireball. You know, everybody has their good times that they had with Fireball, but everybody has those bad times that they had with Fireball, and now you can't drink it anymore, and the smell of it makes you want to throw up. Rocket League. That's it. Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, 100% timeless classic. This should be, everybody should play through it at least once, so you can understand like this is where video games came from. Like you have a lot of thanks to give for the games that you have now thanks to this. Uncharted 2, Among Thieves. Any of the Uncharted games, all of them are fantastic. There's not a bad one out there. And Nathan Drake is such a cool character, and he's such a likable character. The story's so well told. The mechanics are great. All the games play super smooth. And they're just a fun time. It's like take Indiana Jones and make it even more interactive, and it's Uncharted. It's super fun. Absolutely. Coming up next, Ghost of Tsushima. I've always wanted to play this, and now it's finally on PC, so I might actually get to play it at some point. I've heard nothing but rave reviews. The people who do play this game adore it, and it was made by Sucker Punch. And they make Sly Cooper, and I love the Sly Cooper series. So anything Sucker Punch does, I'm going to be a fan of. So I've not played it, but 100% should be on the list. Coming up next, What Remains of Edith Finch. I have not played this, but I've heard good things. I don't really know what it's about, but I've heard that it's a very gripping story. What Remains of Edith Finch is as close as a video game can get to reading. The game implements fantastical yet believable imagery in various ways. Players control Edith Finch, who returns to her old house to discover what happened to the Finches. The unique story of each family member make the game memorable. Each tale has something new to share as players dive deeper into the family tree. I don't know if I'll play it, but it sounds really interesting. Hollow Knight. I played as much of Hollow Knight as I could get through, but it was very difficult, and it felt Souls-like, and like I said earlier, Souls-like games, I'll play them, I won't finish them. I liked what I played, but it got to a point where I was like, I want to have fun. All right, coming up next, Death Stranding. I didn't play it. This one didn't seem very interesting to me. The things that I heard about it, the things that I saw about it, I was just like, all right, I like Norman Reedus, but I don't know if I care enough to really try Death Stranding. You know, I feel like there's other games that I'd just rather play first. So this one wouldn't be on my list just because I don't know. I don't feel very like drawn to it. Coming up next, Prey. Okay, I started to play Prey. I played a good couple hours into Prey. I liked what I played of Prey. I forgot to finish Prey. So I wouldn't put it on my list, but I think that's that's my own fault. Sorry, guys. Coming up next, Skyrim. Yep. I feel like, though, it's a disservice to put this on here without putting in parentheses next to it modded. Because anytime people are like, hey, do you like Skyrim? And I'm kind of like, it was fine. Like, have you played modded Skyrim? It's like, yeah, okay, I get it. Modded Skyrim's the way to play it. When I went back and played through it, I wanted to play through it as it was originally intended. And it was difficult, you know, and not even just because the game was hard. It was because figuring out where you're supposed to go for some of those quests or getting back to turn in a quest was just, ugh. And I know that the mods fix a lot of quality of life stuff, and I probably enjoyed it a lot more. I need to play through it again. But I get why it's on the list. You know, Skyrim changed the game. All right, coming up next, Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I could see why this one's on there. I love Black Flag. Absolutely fantastic. I don't know if I would have put it, you know, I think Assassin's Creed 2, Ezio Auditore is someone that should be experienced. You know, if you're giving credit where credit is due, that's like where Assassin's Creed really hit home for me and I know a lot of other people. But I love Black Flag. And my three favorite Assassin's Creeds are 2, Black Flag, and Odyssey. Not even in that order necessarily. So I'm glad this one's on the list. Coming up next, Stardew Valley. Absolutely. Stardew Valley is as close to a perfect little farming game experience as it can get. It's timeless. It'll suck you in. It'll basically just start shaving hours out of your life because of how you can just lose yourself in the land of Stardew Valley. It's a masterpiece. It's almost one of a kind. It is one of a kind, but like there's other farming simulators. But Stardew Valley is oof, it's fantastic. All right, The Last Guardian. I was fortunate enough to be at E3 whenever this game was like getting announced, so I got to see a lot of like the trailers and stuff. I don't remember hearing a whole lot about it, and I don't remember seeing a whole lot about it. I remember seeing like the trailer while I was there and being like, oh, that looks cool. But then, yeah, I didn't hear a whole lot. Wouldn't be on my list, but again, that might be my own fault. All right, up next, GTA 5. Yeah, absolutely. It's Grand Theft Auto 5, you know? It's one of the best-selling games of all time. They've been milking this cash cow for like 12 years, dude. Coming up next, Doom Eternal. Now, I played Doom. I never finished it, and I never played Doom Eternal. I love the music to Doom. I love everything that Mick Gordon wrote for Doom. It's incredible music. Just fucking shredding, dude. But I need to play more of Doom, and that's my own fault. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to play more Doom. That's going to be like my New Year's resolution or something. Play more Doom. All right, coming up next, Breath of the Wild. Absolutely. 100%. I waited in line for 3.5 hours just to play this game for 15 minutes at the E3 that I got to be at. And it was worth every second. Breath of the Wild took hours out of my life that I'm glad I'll never get back. They were well taken from me, and I would gladly do it again. Breath of the Wild is a work of art. One of the best things Nintendo's ever done. All right, coming up next is Valheim. Interesting that it's on the list. I get why it's on the list. I don't know if I'd put it on my list, but that's just because I've gotten really salty with this game. The few times that I have played it, I feel like I've gotten to a point where I was really stoked and then like just absolutely fucked myself. Amazingly fun, especially if you know what you're doing. Be careful who you let in your party though, because sometimes you can let just jerks in there who will ruin the game experience for you. So be mindful. All right, coming up next is Soma. I haven't played Soma. Well, actually, I take that back. I have played the first couple hours of Soma. It was spooky. It was fun. I never finished it, and I really need to. All right. Up next, they have a game called A Short Hike. I'm not familiar with this one, so I'm going to read the blurb. A short hike embodies coziness in the gameplay. This game has players reach the top of a mountain to get cell phone reception. On the way, players meet several characters, build relationships, and learn about their lives. Players jog, swim, climb, and fly their way to the top of the mountain. Oh, that sounds nice and relaxing. I don't know anything. I've never heard of it. So, yeah, I don't have a lot that I can say on this one. Coming up next is Battlefield 1. Never played it. I played Battlefield 4, and I played Battlefield 2 and 3. But I never played Battlefield this one. And I get that like not like the first Battlefield. Yeah, I wouldn't put it on my list. All right, coming up next, Command and Conquer Red Alert. Absolutely. I one of my first earliest gaming memories was Command and Conquer. My dad showing it to me, having a lot of fun commanding the troops around. Yeah, Command and Conquer is super fun, and it's kind of like a RTS, just like one of its like earliest, just like right on brother moments. You know, you could see yourself playing Command and Conquer and listening to some Creedence Clearwater Revival's Fortunate Sons and just harvesting that Tiberium or whatever. Yeah, I'm glad it's on the list. I don't know if I'd put it on mine, but Miss Pac-Man. Right on. Respect to Miss Pac-Man. I'm not a big Pac-Man fan, but yeah, that's cool. The Legend of Zelda, the first one from 1986. I think this is one. I never finished this one, but I get why it's on the list, and it should be. So, right on. And that's it. That's the list. I gotta say, I think I'd give this list like a solid 8. This makes me feel like I should do my own list of personal games that I'd pick. But then I'd feel probably like really butthurt when people started making fun of my game choices. So I don't know if I'd want to do that. Let me know in the comments if that's something you'd want to see. But I think this was a really solid list. You hit a lot of the key components of like the games that one must experience. Other than me just adding my own personal favorite games to to this list, I feel like there's some spots that could be filled out. But yeah, this was really solid. So, good job to Wealth of Geeks for putting the list together. And thank you guys for watching and hanging out with me. And now I feel so ready to go play some video games. So I'm probably going to go do that. And you should do the same. But beforehand, you should subscribe and check the link in my description, my link tree. It's got my social medias and my Discord. If you want to check those out. Thank you to my members for supporting the channel. And thank you guys for being here and watching the video. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Dragon abides.